Hello? Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to start work on the Coffee Jam 2024. It's just a small little game jam. 274 people have joined it. It's 10 days long. And it started at 4 o'clock this morning for me. I haven't seen what the secondary theme is. The main theme is coffee. And then one other theme will be announced. And that was announced this morning at 4 a.m. So we are going to watch the theme announcement. And then we will start. We will design the game and then we will make it. This will only be the first day I work on it, but it will be probably the only day I stream it. But it should be quite fun. So let's have a look at the secondary theme. Okay, the second theme is sea. Sea. Ocean. That's interesting. Coffee and oceans. I'm immediately thinking of something like a seaside cafe. Tell me if you think that's a good idea, but I think a seaside cafe sounds nice. I think it should be quite nice. Okay. So let's start. Let's start by thinking of a design for the game. I have a game design document that is completely empty right now. So I don't know how this is going to go, but it should be pretty good. So I'm going to start. So let's start with listing out the themes. The themes are coffee, and the sea. So I have a few ideas. So the main ones I have are some kind of seaside cafe game. Or I want to incorporate both themes, but if we do have to only incorporate one, we will do that. So I'll create 2 sections. 3 sections, actually. So we have a section that includes both. A section that includes only coffee. And a section that only includes the sea. We should really stick to either coffee or both, though. And I don't really have any ideas for one based on the sea, so... For the one that is just coffee, I think something like a game inside a coffee machine, where you make the coffee machine work with like little elves. If anyone's played The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap before, where all of the Minish people do loads of the work, they do loads of stuff that people don't see because they can't see the Minish. I think we could do something similar with tiny elves, but they're making a coffee machine work. So they're taking the beans, grinding the beans, and pouring water through the beans. So I'm not sure what you would call that. Probably something... Actually, I'm not sure what you would call that. Yeah, I'm not sure what name we would give to that, but we can just list it down as an idea for inside a coffee machine. And I guess we could have the same idea, but we're living in the on a seaside and we don't have access to fresh water. So we have the same thing again. But we're using seawater instead of regular water. Alright, fresh water. So, I'm not sure what's a better idea. I do like this inside a coffee machine. It means that I have to do a lot of kind of technical pixel art. But I'm kind of open to trying that. But we do need to pick one of these ideas. I'm kind of liking the inside a coffee machine idea. We don't have many ideas, but I think it's one of the best that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that idea. So now we need to start brainstorming the concepts. So I think we already have some kind of understanding of the concepts. I'm going to create a checklist just so that we do manage to add them all. So we want to have the bean collection. We want grinding. We also want to have probably boiling the water or starting the little fire to boil the water. And I'm quite enjoying making puzzle games right now. None of them have been on the channel. I have only been working on one, and it's a secret project for now. But it's a puzzle game, and I've been quite enjoying making it. So I think that we make this a puzzle game. So let's have this in the genre section. We could have done, I don't know, some kind of automation game. Or what we're going to do, which is a puzzle game. And I already mentioned it, but I know what art style I want to do. So we're going to do pixel art, but only because I'm really used to it. And I don't feel like I have the time to branch out into vector graphics. So yeah, we're going to do pixel art. I think we're going to do 2D pixel art. Because I'm also not going to do 3D. And it's going to be platformer style. You could almost, I guess, compare the vision that I'm having to Among Us, but inside a coffee machine, and there's no chance of you dying. I don't know what the goal is yet, though. We should set a goal for the game early, though. And then not overscope afterwards. Because I'm very bad with that. I'm very bad with overscoping and then failing to meet standards. The last game jam that I competed in, I did not do a video on because the game was so horribly unfinished that there was barely anything to properly show. Which was unfortunate. I had a really good idea for it. It's just I overscoped heavily on it. So the other one that we need is the pouring the water onto the beans or mixing the grounds and the water. And then we have pouring the coffee. So we need to collect the beans, grind them, boil the water, mix the coffee in the water, and then drain the coffee to strain it while we're pouring it. So we need to flesh out the ideas, but they are here. Then we need to set an aim for the game. And I think it should be it should just be to deliver a cup of coffee. It will just be 1 cup of coffee that you're trying to deliver, but we need it to be a somewhat fleshed out puzzle platformer. Which means I need to add a carrying mechanic. So these are the actually yeah, these are still concepts. But these are kind of the gameplay mechanics. We can add the mechanics separately. So one of the mechanics needs to be picking things up or lifting. One of the mechanics needs to be obviously jumping. It's basic, but it's a mechanic. We also need to have wall sliding and wall jumping. We should also have some kind of running or running and sliding. And that's, and we also need to add interaction. So we have a coffee themed puzzle platformer where you are inside a coffee machine trying to make a single cup of coffee. And of course, we have to add some kind of pressure to the game. So you'll also need to speedrun it as fast as possible. The timer shouldn't be too hard to add. So it's not a massive deal. And then we can have save data, which won't be too hard to do since this is very basic save data that we're adding here. It's literally just a it's just your best time that we will be saving. We can also add medals 4 different times, which also won't be too hard to add. And I believe that is everything that we need to do in this document. We also need to have, this will be for after the jam, but we need to have a reflection. And that's just what could be done better next time. I don't have a remote repository for this yet. I'll create one after the stream. But this is what it looks like so far. And we need to start adding the core mechanics. So the core mechanics are movement is also a mechanic. So lifting, jumping, movement. By movement, I do mean just basic movement, since running is also technically movement, but it's not the kind that we are looking at. And then these are advanced mechanics. They're not the most advanced, but they are the things that come after these main 3. For example, wall sliding and wall jumping, running, sliding, interaction. They all come from these 3 in some way, except interaction. So, I think that we should start working on it. So we've been working on that for, I'm not sure how long. I did start a bit late. But yes, we've been working on that for a little bit. So we should go ahead and create the project. We don't have to give it a name yet, but it will be a good idea to name it. I will put up at least 3 names. I'll come up with 3 names, and then I will put them on my community tab as a poll, and whichever one wins will be the name of the game. I won't create those names now yet, and I will do them after stream. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new project in my projects folder. In here, and I will create a new project there, and we'll just call it Coffee Jam 2024. So this should be all good, and we can create an edit. So I'm going to start by creating a player. Or we can start on the art, which I think would be a smart idea. So I'm going to use Krita to do the pixel art. And I think I'm going to go with 8x8. It's what I've been doing for my secret project here. It's called Schrodinger. I might show it off at the end of the stream. But that is my project that I've been working on and not showing on the channel. But that has all been in 8x8 pixel art, and I'm kind of getting used to it. So we're going to start with the pixel art, and I need at least a 24x24 for the ground tiles. The wall tiles will be the same. So we'll start with 24x24, and then we can increase it as we want to. So we can start with a very basic kind of metallic color. We kind of want a silvery color. I'll just try and find a good hex code for that silvery value. So I've got one, and it's AAA9AD. And another one from Adobe, which is C0, I believe. One is lighter than the other, obviously. We will start with the lighter one, or no, we'll start with the darker one, and then we'll use the other lighter one for tones. I can't remember how to set the color in Krita, and that is a problem. I know that it's possible, but I don't remember where. that's fun. Let's fill a background with a random color then. Ah, here. Okay. So I'm going to go to here and we can set a hex code. C0, C0, C0. And that is a grayish color. Red was probably one of the worst colors to fill this canvas with. I'm just going to delete that layer and add a new one. We can see well enough like this. So I'm going to start by having some rounded edges, which aren't too hard to do. So we have everywhere inside this box. So anywhere inside this box we can use. Everywhere outside this box we cannot use. It's for a different tile. So we can start with this rounded edge. And that is just how you round an edge in 8x8 pixel art. I'm by no means an expert. Please don't take this as advice, but this is what I do to round my edges in 8x8. So it's just 3 pixels on a diagonal. I can now erase this guideline because I don't need it anymore. And I will make the other tiles. So it will look, it won't look the most rounded, but it will look nice from an 8x8 pixel art perspective. We can already see how it's kind of looking when we zoom out. It's not bad. So if I zoom out, that is what the if you were to create a 3x3 square of tiles, this is what it would look like. It's not too bad, to be honest. I've never really tried to go for a metal effect in any of my games. But it shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to go in with the lighter color now. Just to kind of give it a bit of depth. But yeah, I'm certainly not an expert on this. Need to check that color again. That should be the right color. But we need to put this on the outside of the tiles. Oh, it's a bit darker. So we should put this on the inside of the tiles, I guess. They won't look the most metallic, but artist design, artistic style. It's an old coffee machine. It's kind of used a lot and kind of beaten up. Audio is good. Good. I took quite a while trying to get it good for the past few streams, and it's been good, which is a good sign. The first stream's audio was really something else. But yeah, at least it's getting better. I'm gonna go in with some black in the middle, but we need to fade it into the black. So I'm going to slowly get darker and darker colors until we have a pretty dark color in the center, which should eventually be either black or just off black. So I will start to slowly bring down the colors. So I'm going to bring this down a few values, probably down to potentially 777. Six, 7, A. Which, yeah, it's darker. So we need to gradually make it darker and darker. And then we should have very dark in the center. So the next color we're going to use will be 2 pixels in, and it will be a darker color. I think I'm going to do the same thing again and remove 3 from all of these hex values, which makes it 444, 2, 4, and then 7. It's not a massive, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be darker. We want a 2 pixel border all the way around. It is quite a bit darker. I might make it a bit lighter, but we'll see in a minute. And I've done 1 extra pixel on one side. And then I need to remove these corners, and this corner, and this corner. So now we have this kind of circular shape in the middle. I do think I'll make it a little bit lighter though. It is quite dark right now. So I'm going to add 1 to all of the values. So we have 555, 358. I'm going to fill the center, and that looks much better. I think this looks much more like a metal, and I think this is about as dark as we need to go. I think too much darker and it will be too much. So this is perfect. I'm going to save this. We also need to do a little bit of setup for this. So I'm making a game for the Coffee Jam 2024. It's a puzzle platformer game in an 8x8 pixel art style. Where you essentially have to make a cup of coffee as fast, and you have to deliver it through the machine as fast as possible. You have a few mechanics that you can use to carry the coffee beans. You have to grind them and boil the water and do all of it as fast as possible. And you can get different medals for faster times. But we are currently just doing the art, and we're making the basic tile set for the jam. This is just the basic floor tile, which might change, but I'll leave it for now. I'm going to save it as a PNG, and we will call it the ground. It will be the ground and the walls. So this can be this is our tile set. We will include other things like probably interactables will have their own tile set and will be on their own tile layer. I'm going to increase the size of the image so that we have more space to work with. It will be in resize canvas. I don't believe I've used this in Krita before. We're going to increase the width by factors of 8 pixels. So I think that we're going to add probably 16 pixels. And we're not going to add any height. Just like that. So we have some more space on the side here. So I'm going to create some corner tiles. By the way, this is what the tile set currently looks like. This will be split up into 9 tiles. But we need to make corner tiles. So if I just quickly create a new one, and this will just be a level. Just a quick level mock-up. I can use the select tool to select tiles in an 8x8, and then I can just copy them and paste them in. So we'll only do the top of a level and kind of like, we'll have a wall here. So then we need this 8x8, and we'll copy that. And I will paste it onto here, and I will move it down. So then we need a corner tile, which we don't currently have. So I'm going to design the corner tile in this file and then copy it over to the tile set, which just gives me a bit of context for the tile. I can then flip it for the other side, and then horizontally and vertically for the other internal corners. So I'm just going to use the brush again, and we need to have we need to have this dark color here, and we need that in here like this, and then we need to have we need it to transition into this tile here, or rather this tile here. We can use the move tool, move a layer. So it needs to merge into this tile. And it doesn't need to be super fancy, like these rounded corners. It can just go straight into the tile and have a sharp edge here. It would be nice to have some form of rounding, but I'm not sure how, feasible that is. So what I mean by that is take this and put it here, which would add a nice rounding to this, but it would be an extra tile all by itself, which we can do. It is just an extra tile. I might do it. It does look nice. And I currently don't have a way to incorporate it into already existing tiles. So I'm just going to erase it for now. But I think I will add it as its own tile. Just because it makes everything look a bit cleaner. But then again, this is probably the best pixel art I've ever done for a platformer. And that doesn't look too bad. I do just need to change that corner. And now we have a kind of consistent tile set. And I like it. Yeah, I don't think it looks too bad. We do need, where is it? It's here. I've gone 1 pixel too far in. So this all needs to be extended like this. No, it doesn't. So we only have this corner tile to work on. So if I move it onto its own layer. So I use the inbuilt Godot editor for programming. I did try to set it up with NeoVim, but I was having some issues that I was struggling to resolve. So I am still currently using the editor, but I do have it. I have a plugin for the editor that makes it more like an IDE, which is quite nice. So it's not ideal, but it does work. Yeah, it's been a while since I worked on Spellcaster. But yeah, it is a massive improvement. Because I just have so much extra experience. I'm going to isolate this tile onto its own layer. So I can just hide everything else and get the look right for it. Actually, I do want the background. So this corner looks okay, but it's different to what we already have here. Yeah, there's no Vim keybinds in the built-in editor. I'm pretty sure there are plugins that add it. But I haven't tried any of them. We have a Godot Vim and Vim Motion. Introduces Vim Motions on the Godot editor and stuff like that. I don't use them. I haven't experimented with them. And I'm not sure exactly how they work. But I do want to give them a go at some point. Because they do seem like a good alternative. Do you think the tile set looks okay? Or is it inconsistent? I think it's too inconsistent. We have 2 pixels coming in here, and then we have this. It looks a bit odd. This doesn't look thick enough. Um, and then that still doesn't look right. I think it looks a little bit odd, but it might be okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I like this. I kind of like it, but I think it looks a bit inconsistent. Like, we have this nice bit here. I think that what you would do to get that kind of good look on this is you would go with this here, not that. You'd put this here, and then you would have that extra tile here, like I was talking about earlier, but you wouldn't give that tile a collision. I do plan on uploading game devs again. Probably for my currently secret project, Schrodinger. But that game probably won't get a game dev on the channel for a while. I've done quite a lot of development on it, and some of the features are there for the full game that I plan to have. I think I just need a little bit more time before I show it on the channel. See, that looks a bit better, in my opinion. So I guess what I could do is I could shrink this whole tile set. Controller. I could do this on this whole tile set. I can do the transform. It's an empty layer. No, it's not. We can, yeah. We can do this, and then we can do transform, and we can decrease it, or we can decrease it by hand, which I think is what I'm going to do. Let me just unlock this layer and fill that in. Yeah, I think that I'm going to shrink. No, we can just have an extra tile because I can use Godot's auto mapping to automatically put that extra tile there. This 1 pixel. I mean, yeah, this is still 1 tile here. I'm going to erase this, and then I'm going to select this, and I'm going to copy and paste it into here. I'm going to move it. T. I'm going to put it here. And then I'm going to paste it again. This time I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Which I have not done in Krita before. There we go. Not too difficult. I just need to do T and then Control T. And then rotate it. And we need to rotate it to 0 degrees. Or, not 0 degrees, the nearest 90. I'm not sure what the transform on that is. I think that might be... Yeah, that's right. And then I do the last one. And Control T. I'm just going to rotate it like that and that. Or not quite. There. That looks fine. That is fine. Okay, we have the 4 corner tiles. And then we need to do the 4 tiny little dots. So I can just do that with the brush tool again. And I just need to select this color. And then it's just a dot in the bottom right of one of the top or bottom corners of the tile. So I need to create 4 of them. They are really basic tiles, but they are also very important for the tile set. I'm going to extend this again. To 48 pixels. And that will give us plenty space. We'll go in here and then we will do this bottom left corner and this bottom right corner. Like that. Okay, that is all of the tiny little inner corner tiles done. That is the main tiles done. So I think we should go ahead and make a test level. So we can add the game in here. Now we can, and I think we should, do chunking. Chunking is a kind of simple process. Essentially, if an object isn't on screen, you cull it or you remove it. In our case, we'll make it invisible, which basically just means that the Godot renderer doesn't have to render all those extra objects. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a node. It's going to be a node 2D. And we're going to call this areas. So we can have all of our different areas of the game. And then we can attach visibility notifiers to them. So if they go off screen, we make them invisible. So we are going to add, we're going to create a new scene. And this will be a 2D scene. And we'll call this the test area. We're going to have a tile map layer in here, which was recently added in Godot 4.3, which used to be a tile map. It used to just be a tile map. we now have tile map layers instead. And I need to add a new tile set to it. We are going to save this tile set as a tile set. And then we're going to edit it, and we're going to add in the tileset.png that we just created. I do need to remove the background from that though. I'm not sure where all of the extra white came from. Have a look. I'm going to remove every single layer. I think, yeah, I have no idea where it's from. We're just gonna remove it. We can save it like this, and we can see if it's yeah, it's still weird in the editor. I have no idea why it's done this. Oh, that's really weird. That was a bug. I think it was a bug with these tiles. Anyway, we can save that now. I'm just going to do this. Interesting. We've got eraser mode on. Let's do that. Okay, perfect. We need to set the tile size to 8x8. And this is a really weird thing. It's just with the Godot editor. TextureRect is the size of each tile in the atlas. 8x8. Look at that. And then we just need to add all of these tiles. The only one that we don't want is this one, because it doesn't have anything in it. The others all have these little ones here, which are apparently not completely solid. Except, why is it only this one that isn't completely solid? All of the other ones are. Oh, it's this. I don't know what's up with that. It looks fine here, but it was different. It's a different color, and I don't know why. I don't know where that color is from. So I'm going to fix this then, and just make sure that we don't have any other weird tiles. And also put you on there, like that. But we have the wrong tile color here. Or not. It just looks weird. Okay, that should be fine though. Now we have solid pixels again. That's good. Always nice to have solid pixels instead of transparent ones. I will eventually need to make a parallaxing background, which it's making me kind of nervous. Because I've never had to do like a background on this scale before. But yeah, it should be interesting to attempt to do that. We are going to add a physics layer, which is just the collisions for it. I'm going to paint these on. We're not going to round anything. And we're not letting anyone get out of bounds. Because that's always fun in games, when you can get out of bounds. But that's not happening here. So we need to create a new terrain as well. Terrain sets. And it'll be match corners and sides. Add an element, and this will just... That's fine. So we can now paint on the terrain. That one. We need to add all of these tiles. Like this. So now we can paint on the terrain. I'm going to change this color to something much brighter. Like that. Just so that we can see it better. So, oops. I can't remember exactly how to do this. I know that it's not too complicated. It's like, it's something like this. It's that we want this tile to be connected to a tile here and tile here. We want it to be connected to a tile in the middle as well. Then the same for those. Fill in the center. I believe that might be right. Where's the terrain set? Where has it gone? Option T. Let's save it. We should have a terrain set though. We have it here. Like that. Here we go. Here's the walls terrain. I'm just going to draw a rectangle to make sure it works. Yeah, I didn't think it would work first try. The corners need to have themselves. Like that. And then let's get this tile set again. No, that is very much broken. Okay. I love bugs. They're not really bugs though. It's just me not remembering how to use the editor. Yeah, weird. So this bottom tile is connecting, but no other tiles are, and it's connecting in the wrong place. Let's open up. I said I wasn't going to show Schrodinger, my secret project, until the end of the stream, but I have to check the tile set. For winning, I believe there is like a $200 prize pool. If you win, it's 100 US dollars. Second is 50, third is 35, and fourth is 15, which is all very good. It would be nice to get there, but you know, can't expect anything. Let's have a look in the terrains. In here. How do the terrains work? I believe I have terrains. Yep. Terrain set 0. Walls. Okay. That makes sense. So you have... Oh, I'm using a more basic one here. But we can match the same shape. Okay. Is this right? I doubt it. I doubt this will be right. But, you know, we can always... No, that is very wrong. I don't know what's happening there. Okay, we will switch to using a more basic. It will just be match corners. Yes. And this is now the right thing, I think. Yep. Tile map. And we can now draw this in and hopefully it works. Perfect. The first try. I also need to change. It's a bit blurry right now. But that is normal. I need to go into the project settings to change that. Yeah, Schrodinger is a long-term project that I'm working on. It should be quite good when it's finished, hopefully. See, after you turn on nearest, you get the nice pixels. Yeah, Schrodinger is a long-term project that I'm working on. It should be quite fun when it's finished. But yeah, it should be... These are all kind of official, but not really. But it should be the first... It should be the first truly official jam game that I release. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I remember how you do this now. You do everything that isn't the bit that you want. Like this. And then we need to do this. And everything that's not that. So, like that. That should hopefully work now. If I remove the center here. Yeah, it kind of works. Which one is broken? I'm not sure. It's from one of these. It doesn't look like they're broken, but you know, things are always broken. Let's just create a... Okay. Now if I do this... Oh, perfect. Well, we're not getting the right thing in there. Yeah, this should be on the outside. Maybe we do want to put it where it is. Like that. And like that. I think that might work now. Let's just erase everything that we have. Here. In here. So I can just erase all of that. And then I can try creating this. And let's try actually adding something here. We don't get that extra pixel that we need. But we do now get this. That is nice. Maybe if we do that, then it will work. Let's try this again. And let's just draw over it again. Because it won't... Oh dear. Let me try erasing it and then drawing it on. I think they're kind of fighting with these corner tiles because they have exactly the same thing. I'm going to try something different that I haven't tried before. But I'm not sure how we actually get these extra pixels onto there. It might be something like this, but I'm not sure. If it doesn't work, then we're just going to have to add them by hand, which will be painful, but it might be necessary, unless we use something a bit more complex. Okay, we've got that. That's not what we were intending on doing, but that doesn't look too bad. So, we do expect to have a pixel here. Ah. Okay. Weird. So, with these, we need... Let's have a look. We can just paint the tiles on. And then we want one here at the end. One here. And then one of these here. Like that. And then we want one of these, specifically this one for this case. There, like that. That is the wrong color. And I don't know why. That should now be the right color. That is Schrodinger. No. I'm not sure why that's the wrong color. Oh, I know why it's the wrong color. We are selecting the wrong color to use. They should be this lighter color instead of the inner corner color. And that should fix it. Perfect. Yeah, so we want a tile here, a tile here, and a tile here. So we want, let's do it specifically for this case. We want no tile here, a tile here, a tile here, and we're going to have to do some more complicated stuff. What are we doing? We are currently working on a submission for the Coffee Jam 2024. The theme is obviously coffee. There is a secondary theme of the sea. However, it says that you don't have to use it, so we're not going to. We have a puzzle platformer game where you have to It's kind of a speedrunning game as well. You have to deliver a cup of coffee as fast as possible. You're kind of like a little elf person inside a coffee machine. And you kind of make the whole thing work. We're currently designing the tile set and working on it. Once we've done that, we can get on to working on the player. Hopefully this all still works how it was working. If it doesn't, that would be very sad. Where have we gone? We're over here. Let's just remove everything here. Hopefully everything still works. Absolutely not. So for this center tile, we want a tile here, 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 and here, and here. For this corner tile, we want a tile here, here, and here. Well, maybe not there. We don't have to have a center tile for the corner tiles. Let's test this and see if this works. Now we get nothing. I think it's the edge tiles though. The edge tiles, we want a tile there, and a tile there. We're going back to match corners. Maybe this will work better. Oh dear, what happened? What happened there? Why is it now broken completely? Hello? What if I just erase all of you and you? It's because we had invisible tiles. We had tiles that weren't really there. Okay. Now, maybe it'll work. Yes. No? Which ones are we trying to do? I've forgotten. Trying to do that bottom one, which means that it'll be off this side. And we still don't get that one. And we also no longer have the option for it here. What if we do that? It seems like we've lost some tiles. Oh dear. Yeah, it seems we've lost this. We've lost these tiles here, which is not good, but we can live with it. Okay. That is actually correct. So why is it not? Oh dear, it's like Conway's Game of Life. Let me just remove them all at the same time. Oh dear. What? How did that happen? Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely not working. Maybe like that. Okay. And then we need that. Well, we should have one here. And one here. Actually, no, we should have a different tile here. This is not the right tile to have there. So it's kind of the right tile, but it's also not the right tile at all. We have this one, which should have, it does actually meet all the criteria. A tile here, a tile here, and a tile here. What's this? This is a, okay. This corner should be touching two tiles. This corner should be touching two tiles. What if we remove that? Now what happens? Let's try just erasing all of this and painting a new rectangle. And then doing that. And that. Okay, we're losing tiles. Every second. Okay, we've gained some tiles back. What if I add them in forcefully? That doesn't do anything because they're not in the terrain set, apparently. Weird. Yeah, I guess I can place them in by hand then. Or we can do something which is kind of hacky, but it would work. Which is to make larger tiles for these ones specifically. So I'm going to just copy all of this. I'm going to delete everything in here. What's the... Okay. I'm going to delete everything except the background. And then I'm going to copy paste all of this in. It's a bit hacky, but Godot lets you make large tiles, and I'm kind of going to make one of those large tiles right now. It will be a kind of odd looking individual tile, but it should work, hopefully. That is definitely not right. I'll copy them over individually, I guess. Okay. Hopefully this works a bit better. No, it does not. I don't know why this isn't working properly. I'm not an expert with Krita. Yeah. Is it because it's all on different layers and stuff? Let me try merging these layers. Or not that one. These ones. Merge with layer below. Merge with layer below. And merge with layer below. Now if I remove that, yeah, okay. I should be able to copy this layer and then paste the layer. Good. That is the whole tile set actually. So now I'm going to do some really weird trickery. I'm going to split these up and then attach them to their corresponding their corresponding kind of extra corner piece. So I'm gonna cut that, and then I'm going to move everything, and then I'm going to paste it in. Move it to where's the most sensible place to move it? Probably here. Not there. Probably here. Hello, Luna. Let's get this in here. We're just working on a game jam submission. Yeah. We're trying to get the tile map sorted out, and it's being a pain. I'm going to use the brush and just manually paint in these tiles. And then I'm going to erase them. It shouldn't be too difficult. But, you know, things always take more time than you think they would. But that's just the way it is. We need a lighter color though. It's this one. Okay. Colors do carry over. Or do they? Nope, they do not. This. Oh, it is Caesar. Are these different colors? I'm not sure. I can't tell. Okay. What if I do this? Oh yeah, that's definitely a different color. Okay. So then we'll do the other ones. I'm gonna need more space. I think I need an extra 8 pixels on each side. So it should be an extra 8 there and an extra 8 here. Okay, and then I can put this one here in this bottom corner, and then I can do the other ones. Why do we have ghost pixels? It's fine. But it's just a bit weird. We'll do this other bottom one next. We'll just cut that, and then move this up there, and then we can paste that layer, move it into the right place, and then add that extra pixel. And then do the same thing for the rest of them. Rectangle, we need 8 by 8 pixels. And then cut. And paste. Move that there. Add in that pixel there. And then what will the tile map be used for? So the tile map in any game is it's essentially the ground, the walls that you see when you play the game. For example, in most games actually, you don't usually have a tile set in 3D games, but if you do, then you're using a 3D tile set, which is very, very similar. But the tile set is essentially the ground that you see. Anytime you see ground, it's part of the tile set. Part of the tile map. It's going to be a 2D game. Yeah, it'll be it's a 2D pixel platformer, puzzle platformer. It should be pretty good, hopefully. No problem. Yeah, if there's any questions, just ask them in chat and I'll get around to answering them. So now I can select this in here and delete everything in here, and we can take this tile set. We can merge all of these. Perfect. I can delete this layer. Need to remove. That is really weird why it always does that. And then we need to get the rectangle tool and cut it and paste it. Or actually, I'll just copy paste it. That we're gonna need a bit more space. Yeah, we're gonna need 8 pixels that way and 8 pixels that way. So we can what's this? This is nothing. Why is this here? I'm gonna resize the canvas again. We're gonna put everything in the top corner, and we're going to extend everything by 8 pixels. Or do we need 16? No, 8 pixels. That should be okay. Perfect. Now that we have those tiles in there, we can make large tiles in Godot. I do need to update this though. Select. I believe it's... we need to add... Setup. We need to add these tiles. Control to create multiple tiles. Shift to create big tiles. Okay. Do I need to delete these tiles and then hold shift to create the big one? Is that now a big... The coffee jam is 10 days long. Yeah, it's a pretty long jam. It's not the longest one I've ever done, but it's also not the shortest. So that's nice. Okay. Okay, we're working out how many days in. This is the first day. It started at 4 a.m. for me. But I didn't look at any of the theming stuff until the start of this stream. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Everything is now breaking in my tile map. Yeah, we might have a couple more streams on this. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a fun jam. Okay, we're gonna have to change the size of these tiles. Can I do that though? This one. Size in Atlas. Yes. Atlas coordinates, rendering, terrain specific. Will these tiles be offset is my question. Yeah. Yes, they will be. That's not what I want. Can I... For specifically this one, can I change? Right now we're creating the tile set and having some issues while doing so. These issues should be sorted at some point. But, you know, bug fixing and all that. So I want the... Can I set size to 1 by 1? Yeah. Can I then move it? I can. That's good. Because this is exactly what I need. I need it to be a single tile in size. But then to have some extra stuff on it. Now, hopefully, if I pick this... No, it doesn't. That's unfortunate. I think that we might have to go with the original plan. Okay. Oh. What is happening? Okay. We're getting back to where we were. I need to remove this tile, but I don't have access to it, so... Yeah. We're gonna leave it then. Okay, good. We're back where we were. Unfortunately, that plan didn't work, and I might have to learn some stuff. Pseudo RMRF tile. I think that the thing that would work better is a pseudo RMRF/star no preserve root. I mean, that obviously works better. Creating terrain sets. Auto tiling. Okay. Does it cover? It does. But is this the... Are they using corners only? Or are they... Okay, they are using the, I think they're using the basic. It's supposed to be you put the auto-tiling stuff everywhere where the tile isn't. But that isn't working for us. The tile is here, for example. So we do this. None of this is touching the tile. But that's exactly the same as what we've got here. It's easier to do in, I can't remember what it's called. It's like, it's a tiled alternative. But it's really easy to use and set up auto tiling for it. Yeah. So we need... Maybe they're not using what I thought they were. They are using the advanced. Because you can't make a straight... Or can you? Yeah, you can't make a straight line. Okay, we can do match corners and sides. And they've done it... Oh, no. They've done it like this. So, does this work? And then, in that case, does this work? And we'll ignore these for now. So these won't have rules yet, but we will give them rules. If I now use this terrain, I'm just going to erase this old one. This one, and erase it all. We crash. Yay. We might have actually just crashed. Which means that we lose some work. Oh dear. I think it's trying to figure out what to put on these. I'm using the latest version of Godot, 4.3 stable. I think I used Yay. Yeah, I think I used Yay. Oh dear. Hold on. Yeah, I think we've crashed. That's not good. Yay! Crashed on the first day of work. Yeah, it's in the Arch Linux packages. It's in Extra, but I used Yay to install it because you can use Yay for this. Yeah, I think we've just frozen. I might just quit out of the editor and go back in. It's completely frozen. I'm going to have to use a terminal to p-kill it. There we go. Bye-bye, Godot. Hello, Godot. I think unfortunately we did just lose all of the work we did. I'm chill with that though. We didn't do much though. And we can get back to where we were pretty easily. This will be called the test. And we can have a tile map layer. We didn't actually save the tile map though. Quick load. Did I save myself? I did, a little bit. Oh, my life. Thank you, me, for saving my tile sets. We did switch over though to using, yeah, match corners and sides. No, that is right. Terrain 0. Perfect. And we need to do this. I think what the Godot engine was trying to do, it was trying to figure out if, like, what it should replace those tiles with that we deleted. And I'd completely wrecked the auto tile, the terrain set. So I had no idea what to do and just froze. The best choice depends on what you want. If you want ease of use and you just want everything out of the box, I don't know if Windows is really the best option anymore. Because yes, it works, but also Microsoft. I mean, once you turn on, if you turn on Recall, it's not been fully rolled out yet, but Microsoft has, in one of the Windows betas where they were testing Recall, which is like an AI assistant that will take snapshots of your screen every few seconds. People have the ability to disable it. Microsoft said that was a bug and that you weren't supposed to be able to disable it. If you did want to use Linux though, and you were like really set on using it, if you wanted a Windows-like experience, apparently Linux Mint is good. If you want gaming, Bazzite or Pop! OS are apparently pretty good. I use Endeavour OS, which is based on Arch. But I have Hypland installed, which is a tiling window manager, which uses the Wayland compositor, which kind of puts everything together. Yeah, it works really well. That's just personally what I use. It's personally what I like. Yeah, you can kind of use any Linux distro you want. You can't really go wrong with Linux. I can't really say I use Arch though. Only true Arch users can say they use Arch, by the way. I'm one of the Arch users who says I kind of use Arch, by the way. Loads of people who actually use Arch say that Endeavour OS users cannot say I use Arch, by the way, which is sad. I might move over to full Arch Linux with Hyperland, but I don't know. Endeavour works fine, and it looks the same as Arch with Hyperland, so yeah. I mean, you can't really tell the difference now that I have Hyperland installed, so I could say I use Arch, by the way. Nobody would notice because it looks the same as Arch with Hyperland, which is kind of the point. If they look different, then like why use Hyperland if it were to look different on different systems? Oh dear, that's not good. Why did that happen? Why did that happen? But yeah, I mean, I still don't have any kind of app store. Yeah, just like Manjaro, but Manjaro is worse. Manjaro is Endeavour, but bad. I mean, I'm sorry for your soul if you use Manjaro. Like, that is an actual pain if you use Manjaro. I mean, no disrespect to anyone that uses it, but yeah, that was not the best decision. I mean, if you're going to pick an Arch-based distro, I would absolutely recommend Endeavour. If you want an Ubuntu-based system, use Pop! OS. Because Pop! OS is good, and use the Cosmic Desktop. How easy is it to switch? Yeah. Just, yeah. It's not the most difficult, but you kind of need to know what you're doing. There is some complicated, it's not too complicated, especially if you're using something like Pop! OS. But you do need to mess around in BIOS or UEFI. Yeah, I'm still there. Sorry, I was just looking at something. Hopefully the stream's not frozen, but I am still here. Also, YouTube chat always lags behind because the video that you're showing is like a minute or so behind what I'm doing. So sorry about the lag. It's not something I can fix, unfortunately. It is just a YouTube thing. Yeah. Yeah, there is some kind of semi-complicated BIOS and UEFI stuff that you have to do to install Linux. But I mean, if you've watched a few videos and you kind of know what you're doing, you should be good. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, I don't even know what I did. What did I do wrong? Why did Godot have to crash? Why? No. Right, if Godot crashes again, then I'm ending the stream. Now that's what's happening here. If Godot crashes again and I haven't saved my work, then the stream just ends. That'll be it. Okay. Let's get back to where we were. We weren't very far in. It's okay. I mean, if I've saved my tile set, though, it's fine. Because, you know, the tile set. We've saved the tile set as a resource. So we can reuse it in different scenes, which is nice. Right, we're back to where we were. I'm going to save the tile set this time. Done. Okay, if we crash, we're okay. I don't even know why I crashed last time. It was a weird, mysterious crash that we will never find out the reason of. That is a bit big. Okay. Back to where we were. Kind of. We're a little bit broken. We like this. Oh, we are like this. Okay. Now we should be good. This. Perfect. Perfect. And perfect. Godot crashes are way too common on... I don't know if it's all systems, but I've definitely noticed on Linux it crashes. But I think that is just generally Godot. It's a really good engine, but it does crash sometimes. But it's the same with all engines, so can't really complain. Okay. Sorry, I have no idea what happened. I thought I went back to what I was doing, but I was not. I did not. I've just been rambling to a muted microphone for like 2 minutes, 5 minutes then. Anyway, I was just saying that the positives of Godot are that it's open source, it's free, so I can go in, download it myself and change any of the code. Yeah, I thought I had unmuted myself and gone back, but apparently I hadn't. So sorry about that. Okay, let's try and get these little inner corner tiles implemented. To be honest though, it looks kind of fine without them. I think, I don't know, I don't think we'll bother adding them. It's fine. Nobody will know. Nobody has to know what we've done. I'm just gonna take this. I'm going to... Never mind, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, we've got the tile set done then. Let's just create a basic level. I'm going to save this scene now, because I know that if I don't, then I'm going to lose it. This will be called the scenes, or actually let's call this areas, and save it in here. Right, there we go, saved. Let's now create a little test level, which we'll be able to jump around and run around in, make sure everything works fine. Let's just start with something really basic. We'll just start with a big box, I guess. And then we can remove stuff from it. Let's have like a little dip into here and a little cave kind of thing going on here. Something in here maybe. Or in here as well. That's not right. Just fix that. Do something a little like that. And then decide that I want to change it all. So select all of that and move it. No, that moves the entire tile set. There we go. Terrains. And now we can make like a little bump here. Maybe we have a wall here. The only way to get through it is, I don't know, here, like that. Yeah, that'll be our little test level. We need a little wall jumping section as well, though. Let's have something like this, and then create a ditch. And then that'll be our little wall jumping test to make sure that works. We need a nice long platform here so that we can do our running and sliding. Like that. And that'll be our test scene for now. I think we'll make the basic... I think we'll design the player and then we'll leave it there. So I'm going to do it in here. And I'm going to resize the canvas to be 8 by 8, just for now. This will be the very, very basic this will be the very basic player. And then we can do some more work on it. Yeah, it's not a bad start to the Coffee Jam. We've got a test level set up. We have the tile set up. We just need to add everything else. And that's simple. Actually, you know what? I want to do a bit of programming. Let's not create the player sprite. I'll do that tomorrow probably. And instead we'll create the player. We need a character body 2D. Recently switched from kinematic body to character body. Also, did you are any of you interested in me making some Godot tutorials? How to make a game tutorial in Godot? It'll be using GDScript, but you'll learn all of the, well, you'll learn what I feel are the basic concepts of making a game, and also how to do those things in Godot. But you can also apply it to other engines like Unity and Unreal. You just have to use their systems instead. I'm pretty sure Unity uses C# and Unreal uses Blueprints. There will probably not be any tutorials until the new year. But in the new year, yeah, we can start doing some tutorial videos. And maybe some tutorial streams. We'll go along and make a small demo on stream. Yeah, we need a collision shape 2D for a character body. Yeah, C#.net. Oof. But Mono is dying. Mono is being replaced with Wine, is what Microsoft said. I don't know what Godot is going to do with C# though. I do want to use C++ in Godot. Yeah, that would be nice. Let's get a sprite and do that. We want this to be an 8x8 though. Oh, thank you. Your streams are gold medal #1. Thank you. This is going to be the player. This is not an area. This is an object. What am I doing? Object save. Perfect. C# is it's a programming language made by Microsoft. That's, you know, distantly based on C. But yeah, I've never used it. But I mean, if you're going to learn a C-based language, I would say C, because it is the original, or C++. Yeah, I'm pretty sure C++ works in Godot. It's GD extensions. So can I really wanted to do So everything in Godot, yeah, C# is purely object oriented. You make objects and then you put values into them. I mean, Is it a good starter? No. No. If you're trying to go into the professional games industry, then C# maybe. But if you want blazingly fast for gamers by gamers, then you would go with something like Rust, C, C++, Lua, those kinds of things. I don't mention Python there because it's not blazingly fast. But you would only learn C#. No, C# is not for pros or beginners. It's kind of just for the people who use Unity. Like, unless you're using Unity, I don't think anyone would choose to use it. I believe that the default SVG is 64 by 64. So we can do a transform and we can do 1 divided by 8. Oh, that is minuscule. No, I use Firefox. This is a Firefox. I do have Brave installed. Unless one just loves C#, lol. Yeah. Don't know who loves C#. I guess only the people who really, really like OOP. But or have only ever used Unity. And C# is the only thing they know. And we're not even going to talk about Scratch. It's not a programming language. Some people would disagree, but it is not a programming language. It is kind of an intermediary. What were we doing? Yeah, yeah, it's really sad if you use Scratch as your programming language. You're being really held back, and you should start again. If you want to get into programming, I mean, you can start at any time. I personally started during lockdown, quarantine, in 2020, because we were stuck inside, and I was playing a lot of games, and something just started to kind of tick in me, and I started asking how these games worked, and then I began thinking, I want to make my own. So I looked into how to making a game, and then I didn't want to pay for an engine, and I saw, oh, these look really good, and this was my very first step into programming, before I expanded out into other things. But yeah, I just got interested into it, searched up how to do it, and here we are now. Folks who already know C# love it and want to use it everywhere because they don't want to get uncomfortable in learning new things. JavaScript folks too. Well, yes. I started out with GDScript, but I think one of the next languages I learnt was Python and then JavaScript. But I prefer TypeScript. For creating desktop apps, I think it's kind of controversial in the programming community, but I use TypeScript to create desktop apps because I like to use Electron. I know that Tauri is supposed to be faster, but I've never got it to work. And that's my problem with it. I would try Tauri, but every time I try to make something, it doesn't work, which is always sad. But I can give it another go. Scratch should have a max age of 3. No, I don't agree. Scratch is important for programming. For some children, it's what gets them to learn programming. It kind of starts their interest in it. It makes them think, oh, I can make a computer do this. What else can I make a computer do? And it's a really... I kind of dunk on it a lot. But actually, it's really not bad. It's not the worst. I would just say it's only good for an introduction into programming. But it is enough to spark something that can cause a young child to learn programming and become part of this awesome community. Whether that be through game dev or, functional app development, it doesn't really matter. That's fine to use Electron. There are actual JavaScript devs who don't even want to learn TypeScript. That is crazy. Why would you not want to learn TypeScript? TypeScript, yes, it's Microsoft. Therefore, yes, it's questionable. But it is better. Scratch secretly number 1. Yeah, I guess. Uh-oh. Has the engine crashed again? No. Why doesn't... Okay. Engine being weird. At this point, we could probably make an engine, a Godot being weird for 10 minutes video. We're gonna add a camera, 2D. This will probably change. The camera will probably, I don't know. We can have it so that it's it's like a Metroidvania where the camera is kind of room bound, or we can just have a free following camera, which I think is what I'm going to do for now. And we can change it in the future. Now we can run this and see how this looks. Oh dear. Let's have a zoom of 2 on that camera. Select a scene, and we're gonna use game for now. That's really sad. Why is it all so small? Oh no, it's because I was thinking, why is it so small? Schrodinger is at the same size. And then I remembered I have everything in Schrodinger scaled up by 8 times. which isn't normal. Usually, you would just zoom in the camera a bunch, but you know, that's how I have it. So for building 3D games, I don't really have any intention into building 3D games. I mean, I have some experience with it, but not loads. I'm kind of focused on building 2D games. Not because they're easy to make. They're anything but easy. But I just enjoy making them more. But I have got experience with 3D games, and it has been with Godot. Oh my life. I think gravity's a bit low. I will create my own movement system, but we do have a movement system here. But yeah, I don't really have any plans to pivot to 3D games. How much more complicated are 3D games? Well, 3D games are a bit more complicated, but it's the same concepts that you have in 2D. You just add an extra dimension. Animation is very similar, except you can do it in 2D, but it's pretty much always done in 3D. You have interpolated animation, where instead of having frames, different pictures of things moving, you have something moving based on maths. Why do you enjoy building 2D over 3D? I started with 2D games, and I feel like I've always kind of been drawn towards 2D games. I just really enjoy building them. It's the systems that it is also kind of because I'm comfortable with them. But 2D games, you have it's a larger market, but it's also an easier market to be in. Because 3D art is extremely difficult. It's a massive skill, and I mean, I'm kind of hats off to anyone who does 3D art. That's an amazing skill. How does art work in 3D? Well, you create 3D models, and then those 3D models are rigged, which means that they have essentially a skeleton put onto them. And in Blender, which is the most common 3D modeling software, it is called a skeleton. And then you move it and take keyframes, which are like snapshots of where they are. Snapshots of where they are, and then it uses maths to move between them, curves and graphs. But it is a bit more complicated. If you got comfortable with 3D games, would you enjoy building them as much as 2D? I don't think I would ever enjoy building 3D games as much as I do for 2D games. The key reason being time. 3D games not only take a lot longer to develop, but also they are much more tedious to develop and a bit more repetitive, because in a 2D game, you have if you want to do one thing, if you want to do the same thing on the X and Y, with different things, you have to do it 2 separate times. Now imagine you're doing the same thing in 3D. You have to do it again a third time, and it just becomes a bit more complicated. The animation and 3D modeling is more complicated than 2D art. Not to say that 2D art is easy, but I'm still nowhere near as good as professionals. But it is improving after 4 years. It depends on what game it is that I'm playing. For example, I really enjoyed Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears the Kingdom. But I also enjoy classic 2D top-down games like Pokemon Red and Blue and the older Zelda games. It does really depend on what kind of game I'm playing. If it's supposed to be really futuristic, then I guess I would prefer 3D. But if somebody managed to make a futuristic game with 2D pixel art in a really low bit, that would also be really impressive, and I think I would find that really engaging. There's things that draw me towards both, and I'm inclined to playing both 2D and 3D games. It's all based on the art style and the content of the game, really. Oh, good question. Do you prefer spending your time programming or gaming? Okay. I think that I enjoy spending time on both. But I feel like programming is a very viable option for my future. This whole channel is built on programming, and it's something that just really interests me, which is obviously very important in deciding what you're going to spend your time on. But I do enjoy gaming as well. A lot of casual gaming, really, but also some, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom here and there. I do enjoy those games a lot. But I also do like playing Geometry Dash. But also Osu. I was playing earlier today, just before stream. I'm not very good at Osu, but I do enjoy it. But yeah, I don't know what I prefer spending time on though. Would I ever do gaming on the channel? Probably not this channel, but I might create a gaming channel and we can play things like Osu and I don't know. We can just do gaming on there. But yeah, I have had thoughts about creating a gaming channel. And we can do streams on there for gaming. Oh dear. Oh yeah, I found out this really cool fact about um Mario, actually. The older Mario games. I'm not sure if it still applies to the newer ones. I'm sure it does. But um when you jump, I can't remember the exact numbers, but when you fall 3 times quicker than you jump. So it kind of gives you that control over your jump, and it feels more dynamic. Would that slow down content rate? No, not really. To be honest, the reason that my content rate is slow already is because I spend like 4 weeks editing a 3-minute video. Like my most recent video, the one on how I set up my terminal. It's like 3 minutes long. It took me 4 weeks to edit it. Not because it was a long video to edit, because it's because I recorded the audio, edited the audio, and then left it for like 2 weeks. Then started editing it and finished it over like 5 days. Which is not good. But hopefully I will get a video out maybe next weekend. Yeah, probably next weekend. I need to script it and record the audio and then record the video and edit it and create a thumbnail. The thumbnail isn't too hard, to be honest, but you know. Was it? No. Hold on. Uh. Um. Does this work now? Oh dear. Um. Uh. Hmm. We need to add coyote time. We really, really need to add coyote time. Because these jumps are actually so annoying without coyote time. If you don't know what coyote time is, by the way, it's basically time that you get after you leave the edge of the platform for you to jump. So I could, the way that I've always done coyote time is that I have if I'm not on the floor, then I have a timer that starts. When the time runs out, I can't jump anymore. But I could try something really weird and something that might not work. And instead, potentially try to have a raycaster that shoots down. It's gonna sound really weird, but we have a raycaster that shoots down from the player. We have oh no, never mind, that would never work. That is why I've never done that, because it doesn't work. Let's add a timer to the player. We do. We do a timer.start, and we need to connect the timeout. I did this before. We need to do the timeout, and then we do if timer.timeout. And we do this. Else we don't connect that actually. Yeah, we do else. We don't need an else block here actually. So when you're doing coyote time, this is the way that I've always done it. Instead of checking if you're on the floor, you can check if you can jump. So when you leave the edge, if you're on the floor, so if you're on the floor, then can jump is true. If on, or we can just do an else block here. So we set can jump to true. Now if we run this... that's not working. And can jump. Can jump should be true by default. Not on floor. Can jump equals true. Timer dot start. Yeah, and then when the timer's timed out, we set can jump to false. Oh, this is gravity though. Oh no, that's right. We can jump there. It seems like our coyote jumping's not working. Coyote time. Can jump is true. Timer dot start. If timer dot timeout, can jump equals false. Ah, I know how to do this. We don't do this. We do this. We just set can jump to false in the timer. If not can jump, is my stream still working or is it frozen? Can you still hear me? Okay, good. Oh. I don't think coyote jumping's working. Oh, I know why. If we hit jump, then we need to set can jump to false. Just do not can jump. Oh no, that won't work. Okay. Coyote time, where? Not working. I wonder why that isn't working. It should work. How long's the timer for? Let's set the timer to some absurd amount, like 5 seconds. Okay. So we have can jump. If we're on the floor. If not can jump, then we do that. If we're not on the floor, then we start the timer, and on the timer we set can jump to false. If we're... Oh, we've got the wrong one. Right, that's like that. Is this right now? Oh, yes. That is definitely right. See, setting it to an absurd number worked. We have coyote time now. Look at that, we're just floating. Gravity doesn't apply until 5 seconds or something. Hopefully it does apply, though, at some point. If we fall, we know it's worked. But we're not falling. If we can't jump, Okay. What if it's 0.2 seconds? Like that. You don't really want it to be 0.2 seconds. 0.2 seconds is still too long. But we're not falling down. If we're not on the floor, we do a timer.start on the time. I'm so used to using the I just hit escape :W. One shot? No. And it's not auto start either. We do need to call this timer.start. Or does it need to be a one shot? I think it might need to be a one shot timer. No. The editor is strict in errors. Yeah, the editor is really strict. It gives you like no time to actually react. But it's fine. Are we ever on the floor? Oh. Maybe test out plugins help probably. Yeah, absolutely. We are going to test out one of the Vim plugins. Or NeoVim. Please. No results for NeoVim. We'll pick the top one. This one. Let's have a look at the files. Did they open in Firefox? They did. Add-ons / Godot Vim. Whoa. Yes. It looks like it might work. Let's do that. What conflict? Yeah, we just want this though. We want this. Ignore that. No. Yeah, of course that conflicts. Ignore the asset root. What? Does this one work better? View the files of this one. Yeah, no, we're using this. This one looks like it might actually turn Godot into Vim. Install. Please. Now, how do you work? I need to enable you. Project settings. Plugins. Godot Vim. It's beautiful. It's amazing. No. :W still doesn't work. :S. Is it just a W? Enter to continue W. Oh dear, do I have to use HJKL? I'm not used to HJKL, unfortunately. I guess this could get me used to it. It's not the best. If I do... It's not bad. But it doesn't allow me to save a file with colon W. Unfortunately. Yeah, maybe there is a way to configure it. Key map. HJKL. EBGE. W. Move by word forward to, we're looking for... Of course, it's 107 matches of colon. Maybe it's a string? Ah, here we go. Type command. So if we do commands... Okay, good. Less matches. No, you can't tab through them. Best text editor? Well, the best notes app is Quart. Wink, wink. Best everything else to do with writing stuff? Neovim. Neovim is so good. Yeah, Neovim is really good. Let's have a status bar. Command line. Can I have different commands though? Global CMD trim prefix. Go-to.execute. Where's go-to? Where is go-to then? Go-to.new. Ah, W. Now how are you working? Is it colon S then? No. Control S. Yeah, that's the normal Godot one though. Mode. Mode. Conference. Press save shortcut. Key S. Oh, what? So if I hit S. Key S. Control O. Control Alt S. That's weird. Why is it like that? That's weird. Why can't it be colon W? What are the colon commands then? I'm sure it'll be fine. At least we have some kind of Neovim. I don't think we're in visual mode. Is Quartz is not on the App Store. The App Store is so expensive to get onto, and Quartz isn't on mobile yet. I don't know if it will be on mobile. But you have to have you have to be on like the Apple developer plan, which costs an arm and a leg to be on. And it's just not good. Not fun. So yeah, no, Quartz will probably never be on the App Store. And I only found this out today when I pushed an update this morning for Quartz. But to actually build for Electron to build for macOS, you need a MacBook so that you have the right Node modules. Because you can probably find the Node modules. But like seriously, that is a really closed system. Luckily, I can still build it on a Mac. I just need to pull the code from GitHub. Jump is false. Timeout. GitHub Actions. True. But I don't know if it will work because it's the Node modules. It's in the Node modules and I'm not uploading them to GitHub. Is one thing. The other thing is that well, I guess you could get GitHub to do an npm install. But then if it does, there's a 99% chance that GitHub is running on Linux, which means that it won't have the right modules to build for macOS. Where is it? What do you mean? Do you mean where is Quartz available? I'm not sure. I've never used GitHub Actions. I'm gonna disable this NeoVim plugin. This Vim plugin. It kind of works, but it's kind of not. I will be installing my IDE plugin though. It's not mine. I just use it because it's really nice. Script IDE. Yeah, I'll have a look into it because I've never used GitHub Actions before. So Quartz is available on GitHub. Let's have a look. Quartz is available at this link. It's in my channel description. It's the latest version is only available for Windows and Linux, but the previous version is available for macOS. But yeah, there was a couple of things that I changed. I don't know if they actually work though. We can have a look. Actually, I don't know if I restored my notes. It's fine. I can test it afterwards. Yeah, it's available on GitHub. Windows Defender and macOS Gatekeeper flag it as potential malware because the code isn't signed. Because it costs like $100 to get your for the code to be signed. Yeah, I'm not doing that. If you trust Quartz, you trust it. If you don't, you don't. I can't control what you trust, but if you're doubting it but you want to try it, you can upload it to VirusTotal, and it will throw a negative. There's nothing there. Right, let's get Script ID. I use AMD I use AMD drivers. I'm on a laptop. We can have a look in here. I use an AMD GPU and CPU. I have the I don't actually have. I thought I did. I thought I had what drivers I use. I am pretty sure that I use the AMD GPU drivers or Vulkan drivers. Yeah, Vulkan drivers. But I'm using the latest ones. So it's nice. Let me just enable Script IDE. Enabled, close. Look at that. We have an IDE right here. Yeah, apparently Highflan does have some issues with NVIDIA. But if there are things that you can do to prevent those issues. And one of those is, I think it's installing, I can't remember what it's called, but it is specific NVIDIA drivers. You hate the minimap? That's why I don't have my minimap practical at all. I don't know why it's so small right now, but I have my minimap. I don't know why it's so small. I have my minimap though, set to not show any of my code at all. It's just there for aesthetic reasons. That is it. But yeah, I don't actually use it at all. I don't do this. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish work on that for today. But I did say at the start I would show off what I've been working on off camera. What I've been doing with Schrodinger. This is just like a little first test level. It's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game where you have these tiles. It's like one of those guide the character to the end of the maze games. But you place down the tiles, you can rotate them. There are some more complex ones. I just don't have them on this level. I have this nice animation for the tile tray. and then the player moves along. It is slightly broken right now. Just very slightly. I do have some things to fix in here. But you know. I don't know why this is so high up. Yeah, there are some things that need fixing, but yeah. It's a work in progress. But yeah. There'll probably be either a trailer or a devlog coming to the channel sometime soon. Potentially again in the new year. But yeah. Thank you. Oh, what are we building? We're just about to finish. We were doing some work on our entry for the Coffee Jam 2024. So we've decided to make a 2D puzzle platformer, 2D pixel art, where you're inside a coffee machine and you are essentially making it work. Your goal is to deliver a single cup of coffee as fast as possible. You can get different medals for your times. But you know, this is what we have right now. We've been trying to add coyote time. This is the first day of working on it. We managed to get the tile map set up. Yeah, we managed to draw up the tile map. And get kind of player movement. But we've been trying to add coyote time, which hasn't been the most successful. But, you know, still got some things to work on. We've still got 9 days to work on it, though. This timer definitely does need to be one shot. Does this timer ever actually time out? I don't know when I'm next going to stream. I think it will probably be another day of working on the coffee jam, but it might be the last day. Yeah, so the last day is in 10 days. I don't know what day that is for me. That is the 2nd of October for me, but I will finish work on it on October 1st. So yeah, it'll probably be October 1st. Sometime then. I don't know what day that is though. Yeah, you'll see it on my community tab, and it'll be scheduled for one of those days. Is it Sunday? I'm not sure it is. October 2nd, or October 1st, which is the day we will finish, and I'll probably stream, if I can, is a Tuesday. So we should see lots of progress then, see you finishing the project, right? Yep, hopefully. We'll be doing the final touches, uploading it to Itch for the jam. And I don't know when we get results. I don't know how long the judging time is. But I'll keep you posted on how we've done. Yeah. Yeah, turns out this timer is never timing out. And I don't know why. Why is this timer never started? Start. Yeah. Should be a fun jam. Yeah, you'll probably, hopefully, you will have seen quite a lot of work done on it. But yeah. That's where I'm going to leave it for today. Thank you all for coming. And I'm excited to see where we get with the coffee jam. Hopefully we do okay. But thank you all for coming, and I'll see you next time.